Greetings! I recently started another channel called High Fives which also features this video. Link will be in the description, so please check it out and a sub would be awesome. Throughout history, the Earth has been sculpted by the immense power of volcanoes, but sometimes their eruptions have been so catastrophic that they've changed the course of history. Join us as we explore the power of nature unleashed, from the eruption of Mount Tambora that led to the year without a summer, to the Krakatoa explosion that triggered a deadly tsunami to its surrounding islands. Today we're going to recount the tales of devastation and awe as we present the 5 deadliest volcanic eruptions in recorded human history. At number 5 is the Santorini volcanic eruption, also known as the Minoan eruption. This catastrophic event occurred around 1600 BC on the Aegean island of Thera, now known as Santorini. The eruption had a volcanic explosivity index of between 6 and 7, making it one of the largest volcanic events in human history. It resulted in the ejection of approximately 28 to 41 cubic kilometers of dense rock equivalent material into the atmosphere. The eruption devastated the Minoan settlement of Akrotiri, as well as communities and agricultural areas on nearby islands and the coast of Crete, with subsequent earthquakes and paleo-tsunamis taking the lives of an estimated 20,000 people. The eruption led to the formation of a caldera, a large volcanic crater, which is now a central feature of the island. The caldera was formed as the centre of the island collapsed due to the massive explosion. The ash and pumice from the eruption covered the settlement of Akrotiri, preserving buildings, frescoes and many artefacts similar to the Roman city of Pompeii. This has provided archaeologists with well-preserved evidence of Minoan civilization. The eruption is thought to have affected the entire region, including the decline of the Minoan civilization on the island of Crete. It has also been linked to various historical and cultural references, including the legend of Atlantis and the biblical account of the Exodus. The Santorini eruption remains a subject of study for its geological significance and its impact on ancient civilizations, and continues to fascinate as a pivotal event in the history of the Mediterranean region. At number 4 is the Nevado del Ruiz eruption, also known as the Armiro tragedy. This is one of the most tragic volcanic disasters in recent history, and caught the nearby towns completely unprepared as the volcano had been dormant for 69 years. The eruption occurred on November 13, 1985 at the Nevado del Ruiz volcano in Colombia, part of the Andes mountain range. Despite being classified as a relatively small eruption measured at a volcanic explosivity index of 3, it had catastrophic consequences to human life. The volcanic materials ejected during the eruption melted part of the glacial ice cap at the summit of the volcano, releasing a series of destructive lahars, or mudflows, composed of volcanic debris and water, travelling at high speeds down the volcano's flanks, reaching up to 30 kilometers per hour. They swept through the countryside, engulfing several villages and the town of Armiro in Tolima. The town was buried, resulting in the deaths of an estimated 25,000 people. This event was the deadliest lahar in recorded history. In response, the US Geological Survey and other agencies launched the International Volcano Disaster Assistance Program to track and monitor the world's potentially active volcanoes. The Nevado del Ruiz eruption serves as a stark reminder of the potential dangers posed by volcanic activity, especially in regions with snow and ice-capped volcanoes, and underscores the importance of vigilant monitoring and disaster preparedness. At number 3 is the eruption of Mount Pelée on the island of Martinique. This was one of the deadliest volcanic eruptions of the 20th century. On April 23, 1902, eruptive activity began with a series of phreatic eruptions, which are mainly comprised of steam from volcanically heated groundwater. Through early May, the eruptions intensified and ash fell on villages to the west, including Saint-Pierre. Then on May the 5th, a mudflow swept down the southwest flank, destroying a sugar mill and killing about 150 people. But it was on May the 8th that the main eruption occurred, producing a pyroclastic surge that obliterated Saint-Pierre. The eruption resulted in approximately 29,000 deaths. Almost the entire population of Saint-Pierre perished within minutes. The city was consumed by a firestorm, fueled by rum from destroyed casks and buildings. Remarkably, there were only 3 known survivors, including a prisoner who was protected by his cell's thick walls. The eruption of Mount Pelée was significant for its pyroclastic flows, which are the fast-moving currents of hot gas and volcanic matter. The eruption led to further advancements in understanding the dynamics of volcanic eruptions and the importance of evacuation planning in volcanic regions. The Mount Pelée eruption's volcanic explosivity index was measured at a 4, so even though it's one of the smallest eruptions on this list, it was the town's proximity to the volcano and some political decisions not allowing the population to leave before the upcoming election that caused the huge death toll. It really is a tragic story of greed. At number 2 is the eruption of Krakatoa. This cataclysmic event occurred in the Sunda Strait between the islands of Java and Sumatra in Indonesia. The eruption began on May the 20th, 1883, and culminated in a series of massive explosions a few months later in August. It was one of the deadliest and most destructive volcanic events in recorded history, with a volcanic explosivity index of 6. Over 70% of the island of Krakatoa and its surrounding archipelago were destroyed as it collapsed into the caldera. The eruption released approximately 20 million tons of sulfur into the atmosphere, causing a global climate impact and a drop in average world temperature by 1.2 degrees Celsius. The explosion was heard as far away as Perth in Western Australia and Rodrigues near Mauritius, over 3,000 miles away. The acoustic pressure wave circled the globe multiple times. The eruption generated massive tsunamis, which were responsible for most of the fatalities. The death toll for this tragic event is estimated to be at least 36,000, but could be as high as 120,000. The eruption had significant global optical effects, such as vivid sunsets and the phenomenon known as volcanic twilight. The Krakatoa eruption remains a strong subject of study for its profound impact on both the local environment and the global climate. And at number 1 is the eruption of Mount Tambora. This was the most powerful volcanic eruption in recorded human history. Mount Tambora is located on the island of Sumbawa in present-day Indonesia. The eruption reached a violent climax on April 10, 1815, and had a volcanic explosivity index of 7, ejecting around 37 to 45 cubic kilometers of dense rock-equivalent material into the atmosphere, weighing about 10 billion tons, and injected about 100 megatons of sulfur aerosols into the stratosphere. All this ash and gas created a gaseous surge in the Earth's atmosphere that eventually formed a global haze. This haze reflected back a fraction of incoming sunlight, cooling the Earth by up to 3 degrees Celsius at its peak. The cooling effect led to the year without summer in 1816, causing extreme weather and harvest failures in many areas around the world. The eruption caused over 10,000 deaths from direct volcanic effects at the time of the eruption, and at least an estimated 60,000 deaths from post-eruption famine and epidemic diseases, bringing the total death toll estimate to at least 70,000, but could be as much as 250,000 deaths. Epidemics and weather anomalies following this catastrophic eruption affected almost everywhere on Earth from Europe to North America and Asia. It was a significant historical event, not only for its immediate destructive impact, but also for its profound and far-reaching effects on global climate and agriculture. Volcanic eruptions are still one of the hardest things for scientists to predict, even with all the technology and data collection we have over the centuries. But science is improving continuously, so hopefully one day scientists develop methods to accurately predict volcanic activity. As we've seen today, the power beneath our feet is both awe-inspiring and fearsome. The stories of these eruptions are etched into the fabric of our planet's history, a testament to the ever-changing Earth we call home. Well, thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this voyage into the heart of Earth's mightiest spectacles, don't forget to like, share and subscribe for more tales of our planet's incredible power. Until next time, keep an eye on the horizon and stay curious.